So welcome everyone to the Let's Shrink the Package Archive talk by Hideki Yamane. And here you go.
Thanks. Thanks for coming, everyone. This is my first talk at DebConf, so I'm a little bit scared. Thanks. So, this is today's agenda. About the size of the repository and to solve the problem, to improve the size, and anyway, the step. Many of you know the Debian have the so many packages and support many CPU architectures, and some the Linux and FreeBSD and the hard kernel. So, does anyone know about the size of Debian whole repository? Anyone?
About 665 gigabytes.
Yes, yes, yes. True. Yeah. It's so huge. And I think how I can improve this size, shrink. And I think we can, yes, we can shrink this. And some ways, drop the support architecture or delete the package. Yes, we can. No? 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 Yes, you say? But most of you don't like these solutions. Don't drop the architecture or don't delete my package. So we should search and found another way to improve this situation. Many of you know the discussion is ongoing and the Debian development mailing list to use the XD archive. Now we have the default compression is gzip, and XD can reduce its size. Yes. For example, I have the Japanese font package, fonts for Iume font, by gzip and the compression maximum, about 42 or 3 megabyte, and use XD. It shrink the 25 megabyte, not gigabyte. So it's effective, really. And plus, if you use the XD, the maximum, it compresses. You can see that? Yes, almost 6 megabyte. And I already put it to the Debian repository. Yes. But there's a warning by the Debian development announced mailing list. Yes, please only use XD if your package really profits from its usage. It may be a problem, and especially bad problem on server architectures. Yes, yes, yes. It's a warning. Yes, server architecture is a problem. It will eat many CPU time. So, for example, the MIPS, if you without the thinking, we will apply the XD on MIPS. It miserable result. But I think the server is bad, but the first architecture is good. So the many of you using the Intel or AMD architectures. So I think the use XD on Intel AMD architecture is good. So I try to decompress the whole Intel and AMD architecture and the all architecture all, and recompress with the XD. Before I apply the XD, this is the size of each archive. The architecture all is 57 gigabyte, and the MD64 is 55 gigabyte, and hard and IS64 K3 BSD is the such size. And after apply the XD. Yes, we can shrink. How much can we shrink it? Yes, about 100 gigabyte. So the numbers. The whole difference is the 104 gigabyte, and the reduced rate is 35%. And I got the log file from one of the Debian mirror. I use the FTP JP Debian org. It's use the kind of CDN system, like a CDN Debian net, but most of traffic goes to the one host named FTP just SEJP, and the log line is the many log. And I analyzed which architecture was downloaded. The Intel and the AMD architecture and the all and the source is the most one. So total download traffic is the 83 terabyte. Yes. Yes. So if we'll apply the XD, we can cut 24 terabyte download traffic. It's benefit for Mira admins, if you will. So, and there is the download speed issue, I think. So several countries have the slow download speed. I live in Japan, and the download speed is 1,364 kilobyte. And here, Nicaragua, 180 kilobyte. So some countries good download rate. If you live in Korea, so fast. We should go to Korea, Or Eastern European countries there. Romania, Bulgaria, and I cannot pronounce. Sorry, Latvia and there's a good rate. Yeah. And the United States almost 600, and Germany as well, and Japan is fast. And my result is almost 6 megabyte. Yeah, good. And Nicaragua, I said, yeah, it's not so fast. Yes, and the world average is almost 600 kilobyte. So if you want to build the huge package in Nicaragua, it's cooler. You should wait a lot of time to download. So XD can cut the download time. It's benefit for Debian users. And of course, Debian developers, package maintainers also. So the size is almost 600 gigabyte. And if we use the XD, we can shrink that. And I think it's effective, the number says. The problem on slow architectures can avoid. We will apply the Intel and the AMD architecture plus architecture O. And we can cut the 100 gigabyte archive, and we can cut the 24 terabyte download traffic. It's benefit for Mira admins and Debian users and the Debian developers. But there's a trade-off. Yeah. We should think about the decompression. The test machine is the Intel Core i5 and many memories. Usually I used as a desktop. This is the test. Just extract with the tar. The one is use the ggzip, and the second is use the XE. The result is the XE is faster than ggzip. So I tried to retry the 100 times, and the result is the same. The XE is faster than the ggzip, but it's rare case. It's rare. And I tried to the biggest package in archive. The OpenClipart PNG was the biggest one. One package equal 600 megabyte. Yes, it's true. So I tried to simple shell script, extract the data .gz, and it takes 10 minutes. And if we recompress with the XD, it takes, can you see? Can you see? Wow. We should wait 1 hour. So almost 7 times than the ggzip. And I try to compare the architecture or package. So next I try to check the not architecture or package, the Linux image package. And this is the result. The almost 2 times than the gzip. The XD is slow. And already the Linux image package use the XD. And the other architecture, sorry, I didn't check it. So installing package is not only the extract the data, so I tried to really install the package with the dpkg. The good case, my font package again, it takes the almost same time. It's good case. And the normal case, it takes the 2 times. But the difference is, I think we can ignore that. And come in the worst case. The OpenClipart PNG file, it takes 8 times, and if you install the normal package, it takes 5 seconds, but use XD, it takes 40 seconds. So XD decompression is slower than the default gzip, really faster than the gzip, and usually takes 2 to 8 to 9 times than the gzip. It depends on its data. And the other architectures I've not checked. And from the log file, download log file, some packages so many times downloaded the Linux images package or OpenOffice, now it's LibreOffice, it a lot of download. Yes, and glibc, teflib, evolution, Samba, its total download size is so huge. And some package, Kerberos or caps or mono bind over here, a lot of time downloaded. So in FTP JP Debian org, most top 50 packages ate all of the traffic. So I think the apply XD to the top 50 packages the first step. And the next, modify the dev helper to apply the XD by the powerful architecture by default. Then maybe modify the rebuild daemon or mass rebuild or so. So again, the size is 600. If you use XD on the Intel and the AMD architectures, we can cut the 100 gigabyte archive, and it also cut the 24 terabyte download traffic per year. So I want to apply the XD if we can. Yes. My presentation is end. So anyone has a comment or thought or a question for that? And please speak slow and clear. I'm not good at English.
Okay. I've got a question. Can we
Yes.
can we have both compression?
Can we have
both gzip and XC
values?
so that people can choose their preference when they download? So people who care about speed can download the XC, and people who care about their CPU performance, like if they're repetitively building things with Deb Bootstrap or something, they can download the gzip.
Yeah. Thanks.
But that just makes it worse. There's no point whatsoever doing that. If you're trying to apply XZ to make things smaller, providing it as well as gzip is ludicrous, surely. Yeah, the mirror will be bloated, totally. We already eat, as you've seen, 2/3 of a terabyte of disk on every full mirror on the planet. We don't need to eat even more people's disk space.
Okay.
Oh?
Okay, thanks. So what do you do with architecture all packages? When you compress them with gzip, you don't get maximal advantage on fast architectures. And when you compress with XZ, you pay too much on slow architectures.
Please repeat the question again. I think I want to think about the question.
Okay, so what do you suggest to do with architecture all packages? Compress with gzip or compress with XZ?
I think the all architectural package is the most of them build on your machine. It's Intel and AMD architecture, the powerful one. So I suggest to apply the XD for all architecture.
Yeah, but then the problem is that decompression will be slower.
Yes.
On slow architectures, right?
But I think the big package, in architecture, all big package is the most of the fonts or like the clip art or so for the desktop. I think
Okay.
it's not a problem on slow architecture. If you want to use the MIPS for the desktop, it's a problem. Yes.
I use ARM desktops. Is that a problem? But more seriously, as a maintainer of a slow architecture, I don't actually wildly care that XZ is slower. This doesn't bug me. What we do need to watch out for is packages like OpenClipArt. I highly recommend that dpackage needs a no compress option, because that package shouldn't be compressed. The PNGs in it are already compressed about as far as you can go, and you could tell that in your comparison between gzip and XZ. I'll bet you that gzip versus a raw tar is still almost the same. So that solves a lot of those problems if you can identify packages like that and just not compress them at all.
So there's a problem on some packages, I think. So if we find the problem on that package, we change the compress option. So by default, we use the XD, and if we found the problem, we change the GZ.
The thing you forgot to tell us was how we change the compression method. I've discovered there's a post from Raphael with the answers in, but that's a useful piece of information.
How to change the compress option? Just modify the Debian rules file. Yeah. It needs only one line. Yes, like the Oh. uh, mm, yes. Oh, forgot the bad. Ah, sorry. Wait for a minute. Ah. Yeah. There the option the DH DH builder the use the XD option and the extreme option the compression level is 9 the maximum. So now we should uh, like the specify the XD for the compression option, but if we change the default to XD, we don't need to the specify the XD, and the like the open clipart package, we after we apply the XD by default, we change this XD to the ggip. Not? Yeah.
What's the impact on the builder daemon, on the builder machine? How much more CPU are they likely to require?
Probably yes. Probably yes, but it's a trade-off. The download time, download traffic, the archive size, and the CPU time.
I understand, but if we apply it for every package, even for those who don't really gain from XZ, it doesn't make sense. On one of your slide, you said that basically by modifying just a few packages, you reduce 50% of the download for your end users.
In a way, it's actually answering your question, because just thinking, rather than having a no compress field, why can't the packages concerned actually use the DH compress options that are already there? Why aren't packages like these actually already using the existing support? You've got control over DH compress in your deb helper parts of the rules file. You can specify which files get excluded and which ones get compressed. Why aren't the packages using that already? If it's such a problem, the open clip art one.
So at the moment, no, dpackage does not have, at least to my knowledge, support for an uncompressed tarball, data.tar. So you can tweak the options to DH compress all you like, but it's not going to help. The point is, as Adam said, and like just before I was going to say the same thing, if we could, for just a package full of pings, we really should have an extra option to say just have a data.tar included. Yeah, exactly.
And the thing about DHCompress is that it compresses the file inside the package, and you don't necessarily want to have PNGs compressed if the things that use the PNG cannot use them compressed.
Right. And as far as the build daemon impact thing goes, a lot of that is solved by not passing -Z9. The default XC compression of 6 is actually fairly well behaved and won't cripple a build D with half a gig of RAM. Z9, you can sit there building a deb for about 6 hours. It's really entertaining.
Yeah. It's for my phone package, and I have the lot of RAM and the memory, so it's not a problem for anyone, I think. If you want to rebuild my package on the slower one. It's a problem, but now we don't need to rebuild the package I built in my machine, so it's not a problem for you.
I'm just reading dpackage deb man page, and -z compress type accepts option none, but maybe it's the policy and the archive which doesn't accept uncompressed debs. Okay, I'll just play around with it locally then.
Yeah, just two things very quickly. Just for the uncompressed tar files of things, so the tar files don't actually have a checksum as far as I know, whereas anything that's compressed with gzip or bzip2 is checksummed. So there was some mention of the clip art not having. No, is that not true? A deb file is not a tar file, but for source packages, they do have to be compressed with something with a checksum. They can't just be. No? Yeah, but the other thing is the just on the issue of whether we have both compression mechanisms. I'm not thinking about this from the point of view of the person paying for the disks or the bandwidth. I'm thinking about it from the user's point of view, giving the user the choice what they want to download. I'm not saying that we should be biased towards giving the user that choice, but that's the reason I raised that. It's purely looking at it from the point of view of the user. So.
The subject of gzip as well did come up in a conversation which may have been slightly rum-fueled around the pool, and someone suggested that it might be possible to provide a checksum for the gzip that you would have created if you were creating one, such that someone could then apply some magic locally on their site to recode certain packages for their very slow machines. I've no idea if that's technically possible, but if you had a predictable way of getting gzip to run, then you could put the checksum in ready for them, and then they could do something to munge their local repository. But yeah, I don't think we're going to do it.
Yeah, Phil, that sounds utterly insane. Well done. Going back to one of your end slides. Yeah, that one. Exclude priority required. Why?
So the it's a little bit it's all the past. We should exclude the priority required to apply the XD. So now we can cut this line.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some discussion already, as I'm sure you've seen, in terms of trying to fit things on CDs, which is my area of Debian. And so we've already been talking about using XZ a lot more. The thing that comes out of that is apparently debootstrap. People don't want to make it have to depend on XZ support. The only argument I've seen for that is that we don't want to cut off people who were trying to run debootstrap on a non-Debian system. I'll be honest, I couldn't care less. I think we should just say XZ by default, and people wanting to run debootstrap elsewhere, well, here are some XZ programs.
The last idea about that I have heard was that we could patch dbootstrap to use to download XZ and use that if it is not available on the native system. That would require that only XZ and the libraries it depends on are compressed with gzip. That would be, I think, 3 packages.
How's that work on non-Debian systems? That's the issue. Well, okay, for a random Spark binary or that kind of thing. No, okay, a random Spark Solaris binary. No, what I'm saying is you just have to say under Bootstrap pro-xz, and if it isn't available on the system, then error out and tell the user is the only sane thing to do.
But I was just covering the same point that actually, if it's, you can only do that if the thing you download is as an architecture you can execute on that end. I mean, debootstrap is arch-all for a reason. So it's that bit that's causing the trouble, isn't it? If you're using it on an architecture that can't run or isn't supported in Debian, then you couldn't use that option with the debootstrap.
The issue with the Bootstrap is we also try to encourage people running on weird and wonderful, say, Red Hat systems and whatever to run it too. And that's even more of an issue.
Well, first of all, you don't compress XZ package with XZ. And second of all, why can't we provide XZ static for those who are Linux-like machines, same architecture, such that they can run and do their debootstrap? You know, we can distribute XZ, right? Because that will cut out most of the use cases for the bootstrap on foreign systems. And that one guy who cannot run Linux compiled XZ static provided by Debian, then, well, you know, what are the chances that the full debootstrap succeeds, or he can get XZ himself then, or herself? Because we already provide loads of UDEBs and Debian installer and other compiled static things. So XZ is one of those that is needed to get Debian running. And so what?
But of course, the rest of the stuff is already within the Debian archive and is checksummed and signed and everything. We don't necessarily want to be providing random static binaries of XZ to people. You know, we have no idea about the systems they're going to be running on. Yeah, okay. You're suggesting that we could just provide it as a deb that is compressed with gzip and then people can grab it from wherever. The complexity involved, I think, is unwarranted. We just say to people, you know, you don't seem to have XZ, go install XZ and come back. It's to me anyway, is much saner, much simpler. That's all. Yeah, QEMU static is it's way more complicated than we want to get into here. Okay.
Require seems to be 59 package on my system. Is it worth? Required package, it's just 59 package on my, packages on my system. Is it worth preventing people?
Well, of course, but they're on every single CD we ever ship, on every single DVD. They're on every single installation of every Debian system ever. That sounds like a reasonable set of packages that we really want to compress well. You know, it's the ones that they may not be large, but I think it would be sensible to, you know, to go for numbers. Yeah, I don't see any reason, to be honest, that we should be special casing them.
Anyone?
Anybody else?
Do we know how much of a saving those 59 packages actually gain from? Because presumably they're all the small stuff that we require. Right, so they're tiny packages, aren't they? So maybe it's not worth it compared with all the other stuff.
maybe. We don't. I don't know off the top of my head. Anyway, what we do know is, I mean, Ansgar has already been looking into using XZ for a smallish core of packages already, and we can save a lot of space to make CD1 work for KDE and GNOME. I would love to be able to make Debian smaller so we can actually have a sensible set of CDs and DVDs. This looks like a cool way of going.
Maybe one other thing just wanted to add is that the point of us doing a binary distribution is to spend much time on the abilities. So if our compression is expensive, we still do it once and not once per user. So we don't care.
UDEBs are compressed with XZ by default now, so why not do priority required as well? It's another step towards that end of the argument.
For UDEBs, we can ensure that there's always an XZ decompressor available, which we cannot use. We cannot guarantee for debootstrap on non-Debian systems. So that means.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The other thing I wanted to come back to again about the compression and whatever, again, as another porter on one of our slow architectures, is really if it takes longer to compress, we can find more buildies. Really, that's not going to hold us back.
Any other questions? Tom?
I think for a great discussion, we all should say to Yamane-san, arigatou gozaimasu.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So, it's a time to close this BOF. If you have any comments or so, post to the Debian Dev mailing list. If you have any blame to me, email me privately. Yeah. Thanks for coming to this BOF. Thanks.